It is true that specific individuals can inspire us, but a faith-filled vision can help us appreciate even fellow parishioners we don't know very well, sometimes just by worshiping together.
I'm inspired when I come to Mass. I'm inspired by this beautiful church. I'm inspired by the wonderful music from our choir. It's a great environment to pray and to celebrate. I'm inspired by Father Steve. He is a wonderful teacher, and I look forward to his homilies. I guess maybe in the then broader sense, I'm also inspired just by regular common folks that are doing their normal duties, and they're doing it because it's the right thing to do, and that really inspires me to do maybe more myself.
Two people that inspired me. One was my late uncle, who was a priest. I used to talk to him, and in my opinion, he was the smartest man I ever knew, because he could talk to people at all levels, and I think that's what made him such a great priest, is that if a great intellectual, wanted to discuss things with him, he was able to do it at that level, or just a common person, nuts and bolts of the Catholic Church, he was able to discuss it with him and equally well. And the other person, I think, is Janice, because in her I see Christ living, by the things that she does, whether it's here at church or at school or at home, and it just makes me realize that, there's a little bit of Christ in all of us.
Well, thank you, honey. That surprises me. Inspiration. I'm not sure inspiration is the right word, maybe help. I think God has sent me particular people to help me at particular times in my life when I needed it.
The one thing that really does inspire me is during the Our Father. And I've visited all the churches in Janesville, and St. Mary's is still the only one that joins hands across the aisles, and they're not afraid to hold hands. And I think that in that it's inspiring, because people not only are physically joined, but they're also joined in the prayer, the Our Father at that time. And I think that that's really special, because didn't Jesus reach out to us as we're reaching out to others? So I think that is probably the most inspiring, because you can see everyone come together at one time, and that's really neat for me.
And so the people that inspire me are the people like the woman that I work with, who is so vastly intelligent, and the granddaughter who has a very limited amount, and everybody in between. And I look at each one of those people and the gifts that God has given them and what they bring, and that inspires me. That work that God has done in each one of us, I find that inspirational, because it's so vast, and yet both of them, in their own way, teach us something if we're willing to listen and to be present.
People in our parish inspire me with the way they act their faith out. There's so many people that I admire who give so much of themselves to our church and to the other congregational members. From the people at the school, some of our teachers have been there over 20 years. I mean, Candy Kreisinger and Jan Beer, Sue Vodak, and all the teachers are so dedicated. My children went all through St. Mary's. Actually, my mother and my grandfather went to school at St. Mary's as well. And the faith that they demonstrate every day. To the people who, Bob Craig, who leads our church choir, gives of himself every single week. And actually, that's one of the things I really love about our church, is that everyone sings. If there were an award for the congregation, I believe, in the state of Wisconsin, who has the most congregation, the members are all singing. It's not just that they open their book to the right page and then they watch the other person sing. Everyone sings, and that makes it so much more inviting.
Thank you for watching this effort to share our faith lives, nourished by the worship that we offer God when we gather in our church to celebrate the Mass and the other sacraments. I hope that the reflections that you have heard here have helped you realize how intent we are in carrying our faith out into the community, how we care for one another in our families, our workplaces, our recreation, and charitable organizations like ECHO are the best barometers of our faith. Nativity of Mary Parish has a website, www.nativityMary.org, on which you can see the schedule of our Masses, 4:30 on Saturdays, 8:30 and 10:30 on Sundays. You can also learn about our other programs and classes, as well as special events open to everyone. We especially invite parents to learn about our fully accredited pre-K through 8th grade school as well. You are all invited to simply come into our church anytime for a quiet moment of personal prayer. After all, Jesus wants God's house to be a house of prayer for all people.
The preceding program was a community service presentation of Videogenics of Janesville, Wisconsin. The Church of the Month video ministry is made available at no cost to area churches that would like to feature its faith community in a series of testimonies explaining how God moves in their lives. Church organizations should contact Howard Gage of Videogenics to discuss scheduling and videotaping arrangements. Remember, faith is what God responds to.